Now, a few minutes in advance of your favorite afternoon primetime show, The Pulse, we can now take you to the scene of today's demonstration by Arise Ghana, where we are picking up reports that there has been a deployment of tear gas. Tear gas has been fired at the Arise Ghana demonstration. We can take you there live now for some images. Let's see how things are unfolding right now.
But I can confirm to you that a number of canisters of tear gas have been shot into the crowd. Now, right from the fire service depot at the fire service and, of course, the ambulance depot, the Kwame Nkrumah interchange and the underbridge, everybody has been moved. Everybody has been moved. And everybody is now running to take cover. Everybody is now running to take cover. Everybody is now running to take cover. The police keep pushing and taking over the territory which once was occupied by the protesters, now occupied by police crowd control vehicles. I see a bus containing more officers which you actually were deployed as reinforcements to the scene. But this bus has actually been vandalized. I see cracks on the windscreen, both at the front and at the rear, indicating that they have, of course, been touched by some stones and rocks as they were being thrown by the protesters. Now, the protesters are occupying the roundabout of the Kwame Nkrumah interchange. The very first tier of the interchange on the ground is being occupied by the protesters, who have now moved all the way from their former base in just the past couple of minutes at the fire service and ambulance depot under the overhead, now to the roundabout in excess of some 500 meters from where they attempted to move through. And that is what we have happening currently at the Kwame Nkrumah interchange. That is what we have currently at the Kwame Nkrumah interchange. My confirmation is that before this entire altercation happened, there were about 500 police officers that had been deployed by the Ghana Police Service to control the crowd and actually provide security for this exercise. Now, I've seen buses conveying other officers in reinforcement. That definitely means that there are more officers on the ground now. A lot of the protesters really have run now to take cover. A lot of the protesters have run to take cover. A lot of them have run to take cover. I can confirm to you that every other police vehicle is a target this afternoon. I see the protesters fly stones into every other police vehicle which drives by. Every other police vehicle which drives by becomes a subject of rocks which are being pelted by the demonstrators.
These are images from Kwame Nkrumah Circle, where the Arise Ghana demonstration started several hours ago and hasn't moved much by way of geographic location. However, our man on the ground, Manuel Coranting, giving us live commentary of what has turned into a confrontation between the protesters and the police, as protesters pelt police vehicles with stones, and we are told police officers have fired tear gas. This is an unfolding story, and I know we have sort of thrown you into the middle of it, very much like a tear gas canister, but we promise you we're going to take you from the very beginning and walk you through step by step how it all turned so chaotic this afternoon. The Arise Ghana demonstration started from Circle, didn't go very far before it turned into a free-for-all. We will be giving you all the details. Stay right here on this channel for full understanding of how it came to be so. Right now, we can do some analysis with my colleague Samuel Kojo Brace. Kojo, this is not how we thought this would turn out, is it?
No. Especially so when this morning the IGP, sort of advised the police people to show human face to this demonstration to show that indeed Ghana is a democratic country. So we all expected to have a very peaceful demonstration, and not what we are hearing, not what we are seeing. Because what I'm seeing on the screens now is quite not what we expected.
Indeed.
The tear gas all over with... we should understand what really caused it. We hear the pelted stones at the police, but at what point did it start?
How did it all begin?
Exactly, because I seem not to understand how something that, the IGP, when you listen to what he said this morning, he was so bent on ensuring that this becomes a non-violent demonstration, a demonstration that will stand out amongst all the demonstrations we've seen.
He actually said to the police officers that they should treat the protesters like how they would want to be treated if they were protesting. Exactly. Right? He for the first time, he actually mobilized 2 mobile clinics to follow the procession so that if anybody gets injured, they will get immediate treatment. He instructed his men to assist anybody who fell behind. So in essence, he wanted the police to be a facilitator of safety at this demonstration.
Well, and I think, to be fair to them, that's what we saw from the morning. So around 20 minutes ago when we heard this was happening. So what really triggered it?
That is the question we will be answering right here on the Joy News channel. Our man on the ground, Manuel Koranting, will be joining us very soon. He has been there throughout the evolution of today's events. So he will be able to tell us how something so peaceful turned into something so violent. And we can see images of individuals being arrested. You can see the police officers taking custody of certain individuals and marching them off the scene. You can see the Ghana Police Service bus on your screen right now. And there are holes in the glass. Clearly, some projectiles have been thrown at this bus which have penetrated the glass and causing them to shatter. What could have possibly caused this? All the details will be unfolding right here. Now, this particular demonstration, the Arise Ghana demonstration, had a very checkered history. It started off with an intention of the protesters to demonstrate at night.
Yeah.
This led to a court case which finally resulted in the judge ruling that it happened within the hours that it was supposed to occur, ending at 4 p.m. today. Let's talk through the history of this. Why exactly, as far as we are aware, why did these protesters want to protest at night?
They said they wanted to do something that has never been done. That all these years, what the demonstrations that have been done are in the daytime. And they felt that is why things are not changing. So they wanted to do something that has not happened, do the demonstration deep in the night. And they were targeting even 10 p.m. But according to Bernard Mona, they brought it to 8 p.m. But the police also went to court and the court reduced it to 4 p.m. So that is their intent, that let's do something that has never been done before. But to add this morning, Manuel spoke to one of the demonstrators who is a lecturer at the University of Development Studies. And he said that as a former police officer, he also didn't agree that he had to do this demonstration deep in the night because it has a lot of things we need to consider. The fact that, people can take advantage of it and do whatever they want to do. So really, that's something that came from one protester who said that, no, we can't do this into the night.
Let's go back live. Our man on the ground, Manuel Koranting, has been there from the very beginning. I think we can hear him as he continues to narrate what is unfolding at the grounds of this demonstration.
Well, so, Kojo, what I can confirm to you currently is that the demonstrators have moved from under the overhead bridge, up at the point of the roundabout. Quite a handful of them have moved and have retaken position just in front of the fire service depot under the Kwame Nkrumah interchange. Now, we do not know what exactly they are attempting to do, but this seems to be another level of pushback from the demonstrators, insisting that they want to use the route that the police have been quite, openly opposed to. I can confirm to you that there was a meeting with the leaders of the demonstration, including Bernard Mona, and then also DCO, of course, the COP Christian Tete Ohunu. I saw also DCOP, who is the Greater Accra Regional Police Commander, also in that meeting. my information is that that meeting seems to have ended in a stalemate, which meant that the protesters were insisting on using the same routes that the police had denied them of using. What happened next was I saw that the COP Christian Desayonu came out of the building, attempted to speak to his men on the ground, who had at this time formed a human barrier, preventing the officers from preventing, of course, the protesters from using the path. Then I saw him back out orders to his men, who were at this time waiting in a police van. I saw quite a number of them. They were referenced as cadets, and they came out lined up on the road, essentially to provide additional support to their men who had formed earlier the human wall or human barrier. Then, in the next couple of minutes, what we saw is that the protesters charged at them, attempted to push their way through and, have access to the ring road part of the road. Then, in response, what we saw was another pushback using the shields that they had and their helmets, attempting to also push back the demonstrators back into their base where they had been standing the entire day. What happened next was stones were pelted, and I saw tear gas also fired into the crowd. Of course, at the instance of the tear gas being fired into the crowd, almost everybody who was standing under the bridge attempted to run for cover, and that's what happened. From where I'm standing currently, I see the Deputy National Youth Organizer of the NDC, Edem Agbana, attempting to back out some orders to people who I surmise are under his control in this particular demonstration. But as I was narrating to you, while the tear gas was fired, also stones were pelted. This particular exchange of tear gas and stones between the police and the protesters went on for close to 15 minutes, with tear gas being fired by the very second and more stones also being pelted at pretty much the same space in time. Currently, what we're seeing are remnants of the rocks that were pelted at the police officers. This is what is currently happening.
To allow us, so I beg you, please move backwards. Please move backwards.
What you just heard was actually one of the leaders of the demonstration backing out orders to the protesters to move backwards and also telling them not to throw the stones. Currently ongoing is something in the semblance of a negotiation between the leaders of the demonstration and then also the leaders of the police contingent that actually is on the ground this afternoon. It's just a space of about 10 to 15 meters between the police human wall or human barrier and then also the protesters, who are now looking really agitated and will not listen to any word, not even from their own leaders, who at this point have been backing out orders for them to stand down.
Right.
We're just listening a bit to the conversation that is going on between the police officers and then also the demonstrators.
At some point, the crowd started pushing against the police and their riot shields. Tell us, what role did leadership play in that decision to start pushing against the police wall, the police barrier? Do we still have Manuel? Manuel, if you can hear me, we want to know whether the leaders of this demonstration played any role in the decision that the crowd took to start pushing against the police wall and their riot shields.
Exactly. So what is happening, Kojo, if I got you right, I see, for instance, Baba Sadiq of Free Music. I see Edem Agbana. I see also another set of, the leaders over here. And what they're saying, in fact, they are currently addressing the crowd. We're just listening in just a bit for an explanation of what is happening.
They are giving us assurances of the people of demonstration. We did not bargain for this. I, as a leader of this group, I am giving my word that if they allow us to meet with their leadership, we shall have peace prevail. If the leadership of the police are unwilling to meet with the leadership of Arise Ghana, anything that happens from here on is out of our hands.
There's a meeting which actually happened earlier.
I was at that meeting.
How did that meeting end?
There was a stalemate. There was a
So
stalemate.
you said there was a stalemate. What exactly are you driving at?
The deputy IGP and his directors present at that meeting wanted us to stick to the court directions to the Independence Square. We said there was no way in hell that we are going to the Independence Square. We have an understanding with them which is not part of the court process for tomorrow. And the idea was that we're going to start from LWAC through the Ministry of Finance to Parliament. So we proposed to them that we prefer to combine tomorrow's own with today. So instead of going to the Plaza House, which is their worry, we'll go to the Finance Ministry. So we'll march to the Aquatic Interchange and turn onto the Independence Avenue to the Ministry of Finance and terminate there. The demonstration is underway. It's the police demonstrating against the people of Ghana. That is what is happening right now. The people of Ghana are being demonstrated against by the IGP and his men. You can see them here. Especially the man over there. I have a wet towel because I have been stuck with tear gas. I am ready to die for the people of Ghana. But they will not steal our land and instruct the IGP and his men to kill us.
We saw you pelting. In fact, we saw you pelting. You. By you, we mean the protesters. We saw the protesters pelting stones at the police officers.
I didn't see that. Speak to me.
Well, I saw it, and a lot of the other journalists here also can confirm that.
See the police shoot at them.
We also can confirm that there was tear gas was fired into the protesters, but we saw stones pelted. Are you taking responsibility for the stones pelted at the police officers?
Shoot me in front of the cameras. Shoot me in front of the cameras so the whole Ghana will see.
Are you taking responsibility for the stones you pelted? Are you taking responsibility for the stones you pelted at the police officers?
As a leader of a demonstration, I take responsibility for the action of demonstrators. And that is why we had a meeting with the police hierarchy.
Does that mean you are going to call off this demonstration? It sounds chaotic, really violent though.
It's not chaotic. The police has become chaotic.
I see people who are hurt. I saw people bleeding. That is not chaotic.
It's the IGP who must resign. It's the IGP who must resign right now.
Don't you care about the safety of your people that are
The
protesting?
IGP must tell his people to keep the safety of Ghanaians as their paramount interest. The priority of the Ghana police to be the protection of the Ghanaian people.
So by law, you have the right to demonstrate.
My good friend, what time is it? What time is it? Is it 4 o'clock? Is it 4 o'clock?
No, are you going to be
The
here?
police started shooting at the starting point before 4 o'clock. Was that what the police? Is that what the court ordered? Did the court tell the IGP to shoot at innocent, unarmed Ghanaian civilians?
I'm pretty sure the court didn't order the protesters to
So
throw
ask
stones also.
the IGP to resign right now.
Are you going to call off the protest if the IGP
Tell the
resigns?
IGP to call off his men.
Are you going to
Tell
call
the
off the
IGP
protest?
to call off his men. Ain't telling the police to.
We're going to do that.
We are waiting to start our demonstration. The police are not allowing us to start. I believe that the court has spoken, and we wanted to respect the court. We spoke to the police at their invitation this morning. They gave us assurances that they ordered their men instead to shoot at us. I am a victim of the police firing of tear gas, so I can speak for myself.
15 minutes to 4 p.m. 15 minutes to 4 p.m.
I was shot at before 4 p.m. Is that what the court ordered?
All right, you said you abide by what the court directed. So the court said you should go through the Perisco Junction to the...
That was a negotiation that was underway between the police leadership and us. In fact, every demonstration is governed by negotiation. The Public Order Act did not say that a court should determine the route, not the police determine the route. It's the people who are demonstrating. So if the people of Sebi want to go on a demonstration today, they should try and follow that route. Is that what it is? We haven't used any route. Have we used any route? We haven't started. We have not started.
You have admitted to me in just the past couple of minutes that you take responsibility for the pelting of stones. Of course, under the Public Order Act,
The
you are liable for sentences, no?
Look, my good friend. The leadership of the Arise Ghana, okay, takes responsibility for everything that they did. That's all.
And so, Joe, what we just had is my interaction with one of the leaders of the demonstration. Well, he has, in just this interview, admitted and also taken responsibility for the pelting of stones and, to an extension, the chaotic scenes that we have seen here. What's more, the police have not moved an inch Well, the area where they had their human barrier and human wall has not moved and is currently still at the position that it was just before the altercation. And currently, we're seeing that the protesters, in fact, I've seen quite a number of them actually retreat, but they are still standing here. Some of them also are standing here. Adam Agbana, Adam, are you calling off the protest?
We are not calling off the protest.
This is chaotic.
Yes, because we have a chaotic president, which is chaotic government, deciding to use the police service as puppets to perpetrate this violence. We are not going to call it off. It is chaotic because the chaotic government decided to make it chaotic.
Under the Public Order Act, a leader of a demonstration is liable really for all excesses that come through, which are by their doing. We saw you fell stones, not you in person, but some of your people, the protesters, pelting stones and rocks at the, of course, the police riot control vehicles. That was definitely not part of the negotiation that we are going.
Self-defense is also in our law. You saw the police firing tear gas and pepper spray and what have you. These innocent and armed citizens only decided to protect themselves to start the police away. We, the leaders, are ready to be held responsible. One of the officers even said recklessly that if we want, he will shoot all of us. I offered myself and I asked him to shoot me. So now he's not been able to shoot.
So this is something that we cannot independently verify. This an allegation that he's making.
You can actually verify because there were other media houses right there in front of the police station there.
What is happening now?
One of the officers, he will shoot us. I offered myself, shoot me because I'm their leader.
Beyond the altercation, Adam, what is going to happen? By my word, there's a bit of, about 46 minutes to the 4 p.m. Where you're supposed to close the
that 4 p.m. is only in the mind of Akufo-Addo and his biased judges. We are demonstrating. As in when we feel like going, we will leave here.
We are not leaving here.
Until we decide to leave.
And that's the confirmation.
That's how we can.
That's the confirmation that we have projecting from Adam Agbana. He's Deputy National Youth Organizer for the opposition NDC, and he's been talking to us about the position of the leaders of this demonstration, Arise Ghana. He says that they're not going to move until they are satisfied and want to move. That is the only word that they are giving us currently. But also beyond their decision on when to move or not, they've admitted, and you just heard Adam Agbana tell me on record that they are ready to put themselves out to be held liable for this chaos. Pretty violent excesses that we've seen currently on the ground here at the Kwame Nkrumah Institute. So 8 a.m. to 4 p.m., according to the ruling by the Accra High Court yesterday, 8 a.m. and really about 7 hours and 14 minutes have actually passed. The demonstration, properly so-called, has not started. The remnants of what we have are actually violent scenes, clubs that are left on the ground, bent car ties, and also a couple of injured people. I can confirm to you, I counted about 3 ambulances which moved at the speed of light away from the scene of the chaos, giving an indication of perhaps, and I'm just gleaning from the situation that I observed, perhaps there are people who have been rushed to the hospital. So that's what we have currently at the Kwame Nkrumah interchange. That's what we have. Kojo.
Permit. Tell us what the original plan was for today and tomorrow.
Well, per the Accra High Court ruling yesterday, the demonstration was to have started at 8 a.m. today and ended at 4 p.m. And then would have reconvened pretty much in the same time at 8 a.m. tomorrow and closed at 4 p.m. The proposal by the Arise Ghana group was for the protest to have started around 3 p.m. and then end somewhere around 10 p.m. Bernard Mona confirmed to me that they gave something in the semblance of a concession to actually end the demonstration at 8 p.m. But the Accra High Court ruling actually barred them from going there. And he characterized that move by the Ghana Police Service in running to court to seek something in the semblance of an injunctive on their protest as bad faith, specifically because there had been earlier conversations between themselves as organizers of the protest and then the Ghana Police Service. However, fast forward, we've seen today, I heard Isiedun Ketia, I heard Sam George, I heard, our first boss, that is Mensa Thompson, and quite a number of others. Just as we are speaking, Kojo Yankton, I can confirm to you that a substance in a semblance of a combustible, something like petrol, has been poured on a number of car tires. I count them, and there are 12 car tires which have been lined up on the road. Just about now, these car tires have been set ablaze again. This, by my count, is the fourth time a number of car tires, a heap of car tires, are actually being set ablaze just in the past 45 minutes. And this, whenever this happens, in my estimation, the police respond by attempting to douse the flames from the car tires. And so that's what is currently happening. We're trying to move away from the area to a bit of safety and then continue speaking to you. But more car tires currently in flames. Hundreds, if not thousands, of demonstrators scattered and really dotted under the bridge of the Kwame Nkrumah interchange. And then a really, really determined police service that is holding its force, refusing to allow the protesters to access the Ring Road Central Road, of course. And that is what we're having, Kojo. So just by giving you a wrap of what is happening, and then I can now talk about the initial plan. Bernard Mona had told me that they intended to stick to the directives and really the agreement that they had with the police by virtue of the Accra High Court's ruling yesterday. So they were going to do their demonstration and close at 4 p.m. What was to happen after that was you already know that they have attempted to file an appeal, another proceeding challenging the High Court's ruling from yesterday to allow them to protest into the night. So today we're expecting that they'll close their protest at 4 p.m. and then get another ruling that will be empowering them to do their protest deep into the night. Since that did not happen, they were expected to go on with their protest. Just before they could start, that particular altercation that I've been describing to you in the past couple of minutes happened, and now there's no confirmation of whether or not the protest is actually going to happen. Just along the crash barriers on the overhead, or if you like the flyover, I see people hanging on the crash barriers, just as crows will hang perhaps on electricity wires, and that is just to catch a glimpse of the action which is happening down here. And so there's just more flames that I am seeing from the distance that I am standing, which are being thrown into the car tires, which have been heaped on the road. And I can see really from the faces, and as I am being mobbed by these protesters, really agitated folks who want to, by all means, use the route that they have set out for themselves to demonstrate. My boss, you say you are going to...
Don't be scared. Yes, we are still going through our main route. The original route we identified and the court approved from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. And that is the route we are going to choose. So, FM, I am telling you, we are still using our main route. So let it be known to everybody in this country that no matter how the police has been used and turned to an MPP agent police, we will go through the first.
So they said they will go through it. Akogan, let me speak to you. Akogan, briefly, what is happening now?
Nothing is happening. We are just demonstrating, and we are embarking on a peaceful demonstration.
Akogan, you've seen a lot of demonstrations in this country.
Yes.
Does this look like a demonstration? I see chaos. I see violence. I see.
It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. Yes, we are demonstrating. How do I call it? It's a peaceful demonstration. We started right. We said we are going to start at 3 o'clock. So why should we decide that we are using a route that has already been agreed on to the Independence Square? Why do you decide to start throwing tear gas at us? We had barely moved before they started throwing the tear gas. And I am happy none of our members has retaliated. Though a lot of people have left, not even a single person of the demonstrators have reacted to the indiscipline of the police service.
But you must also admit the level of indiscipline of your protesters. I saw them pelting stones into and that video.
Listen, don't misinform. I have never seen one person throwing stones.
But I have seen. And
so you can report on that.
I'm confronting.
I have not seen one person throwing a stone.
And I'm confronting with the fact that they have been.
It is your side. It is not the fact. You say what you know or what you have seen. Yeah. Then you tell me the person who threw the stone. As far as I am concerned, we have been here from 10 o'clock. Thankfully, we have a security arrangement that has controlled the crowd from 10 o'clock till now. And not even a single person has thrown any stone. Report it exactly as it is.
I've spoken to Eddie McBanner, for instance, who admits and says that he's ready to put himself out for punishment. That's quite a different story.
Fine. That is Eddie McBanner's position. I have not seen anything, and I cannot report on something that I haven't seen. That's it.
And so now, are you going to take the police on?
That is a secondary issue altogether.
Are you going to take on the police?
It's a secondary issue, and we would make sure. Please calm down. The police, it's a leadership that will decide on what to do. It's the leadership of this demonstration, Arise Ghana, who will decide on what to do. As I speak here, it's unfortunate this thing has to happen, and we are talking to our people to calm down.
So the confirmation is that, fortunately, none of your members are hurt. Oh, you have to take stock of that.
A lot of people have been hurt by the tear gas and all that, and people running and falling because of the stampede and all that. So that's it.
And this is Akogan speaking to me, confirming that quite a number of people are actually injured. And he's telling us that the decision to whether or not take on the police service for this altercation, your firing of tear gas, at least from their end, it's a decision that will be taken by the leadership of Arise Ghana. I have to just confirm to you that as we've been doing this interview, I have, for instance, been kicked. I have been, shoved around. I'm only standing by the protection of men from. I'm only standing by.
And report that there's a security arrangement around you.
I'm only standing by the.
There's a security that is protecting you as we speak.
This is what I'm saying. That I'm only standing by the protection of men. From
exactly. So appreciate that.
That is what I'm saying. Mr. Akogan, that is what I'm saying.
That.
You will not take that word out of my mouth. You allow me to report exactly what I'm saying. And so, Kojo, that is what we've had. And this has been going on. And I must just admit the protection that I'm currently having from men who are actually in the protest. And also, what we are seeing is that a number of police officers are moving around, and they are being hooted at by the protesters, giving an indication of that, of course, the displeasure and disappointment of the protest, and that is what has happened here. Kojo, that's a confirmation of a round up of the events that have been happening here at the farming
Manuel, we want you to stay safe.
Wherever you are going until you finish your reportage. And that is what
Manuel, we want you to stay safe, as far away from trouble as you can, because we will be coming back to you. We're relying on you for as much of what is happening there as possible. The voice you heard speaking to Manuel Koranting belongs to Akogan. You might remember the name because he's one of the Muntie Three, one of the three who were jailed for what was called contempt of court at the time, when they made comments that were seen to be criminal in nature about some female judges. He's one of the leaders of this demonstration, and you heard him interacting there with our own Manuel Koranting. Now, it's The Pulse right here on the Joy News channel. Thank you for staying with us. It's amazing that we've come to this pass, considering how things began this morning when the police were briefed by the IGP on how to behave during this demonstration by the Arise Ghana group. We can now go back and hear the IGP briefing the police this morning.
Us through the end so beautifully. Next point is that we should continue to remember that those demonstrators are human beings like us. Those demonstrators are Ghanaians like us. They are brothers and sisters. And therefore, we should treat them with all the respect, the civility, and the dignity that each and every human being deserves. In effect, we should treat them the way we would have loved to be treated if we were on the other side. And from that, it means, as you go out there, if anybody needs help, help the person. If it is you, that is your effort, that is going to take for somebody to continue to live in order to accomplish his God-given destiny, please do that. And do that joyously. Do that with love. Do that with a sense of humility. Do that with a sense of humility and humanity. At the end of the day, we win the hearts and minds of these demonstrators. And as a way of contributing towards that, we are deploying 2 mobile police hospitals for the purpose of this demonstration, both for yourself and also for any demonstrator who may need our assistance in this regard. We want to show the world that as a country, our democracy is growing from strength to strength. And this is a finest opportunity to demonstrate that. And we cannot, and I repeat, we cannot miss this opportunity. So as we go there and go out with all that we have shared, we want to see that the end product will be as follows. 1, the demonstrators themselves and their leadership will be so happy with us that after the demonstration, they will come and wanting to say a big thank you. 2, the rest of the people of Ghana will also be so glad in terms of the way we have conducted ourselves and in terms of the way the demonstrators have also behaved, such that we will be proud of ourselves as a country. And 3, the rest of the world will also continue to see us as a beacon of hope in the sub-region and beyond when it comes to democracy, when it comes to peace, when it comes to demonstration of humanity. So as we go there, we know we can do exactly that. Let's go there and shine. Let's go there and win the hearts and minds of the demonstrators. Let's go there and win the hearts and minds of the people who are.
After such a promising start, what a disappointing outcome to the Arise Ghana demonstration, which didn't really move far all day since its inception at Kwame Nkrumah Circle in Accra. It turned into scenes of violence as police officers threw tear gas, protesters threw stones, and, well, caution was thrown to the wind. Now we are hearing that ambulances have possibly carted away injured people. The police have put up a post on their social media decrying this outcome. They are deeply disappointed in it. In their own words, which I will share with you shortly, the police say, and I quote, "Attack on police in the ongoing Arise Ghana demonstration. What a shame. We were there to protect you and ensure your safety, but you throw stones at us, injure and hurt us. This behavior is unacceptable and must be condemned." This is from the Ghana Police Service's Twitter handle.